here we go. Grace the convict, right? You're under arrest. Watch us talk to another rebel without a cause. Oh my gosh. Okay, John says that whatever happened to him declined in stages, went in stages. So if he's a rebel without a cause, it went down in stages. If he passed medically, it went down in stages. Okay. He goes suddenly, but I wouldn't say unexpectedly. I'm trying to age this man. Hold on. Tells me he passes before his time. However, looks like a grown-ass adult. He's got dark hair. We have an odd piece of clothing, like his boots or his slippers or a watch or his wallet or something. We have an odd piece of his. So kind of indicates like father or kind of indicates close family member to have an interesting piece. Okay. It went down in stages. It was hard to catch exactly what it was. How do you catch something that's invisible? I'm like, okay, are we talking like mental health invisible? Are we talking like medical invisible? I can't really tell. Before his time, unexpectedly. He goes suddenly, but not unexpectedly. However, he doesn't necessarily take responsibility for it, so I'm just trying to piece it together. He seems younger or youthful, but he gives me vibes that he's a grown adult. Dark hair. We have an interesting piece of something of his from his passing. He's got a great sense of humor. He goes, picture knowing something's really dangerous, like I probably shouldn't pass this car right now, and then you just do it. And it's like an outcome of exactly what you think it's going to be. But how would that be if it went down in steps? Has anything resonated with you so far? He gives me a sign symbol for something escalating or going in stages, going down in steps. An escalate in behavior that's a decline in self. It could be medical. Okay, it's your dad. I believe he was 51. I was like, this is a grown-ass man, but he passed before his time. Suddenly, but not unexpectedly. And I'm sitting here drawing signs and symbols, as you guys will see when you see the recorded. It's my typical sign and symbol for past medically, but it went down in steps. Something that you couldn't catch. Okay, you have his shirt and jacket and his ashes. Okay, so it was going down in steps, in stages, in decline. So we had lung cancer. I feel like the more we tried to chase it, we couldn't catch it. Went down in steps. It was suddenly when he did pass, but it wasn't necessarily unexpectedly. You have the interesting pieces of his, and he shows the sign symbols that he's a father figure for you. Passed before his time. Of course, 54 is still young, but he passes from lung cancer. Here's what he gives me, and obviously we don't have to milk a horse right now or anything, but like, what he gives me is like, he's in there, then we're saying, oh yeah, you have this kind of cancer, blah, 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 and then he's going up for like his 8th appointment, maybe one of like a middle scan. Well, let's just see what we got here. And then we scan the lungs, and it's all lit up. He died at home at my brother's house. Also, he says, thank you. I feel like your brother, maybe +1, were actually taking care of him toward the end of his life. What is he saying about that? Hold on. He just said lots of accommodations. Lots of accommodations. I don't usually say something like this, but the father kind of like, I think he felt frustrated, not really necessarily knowing, like, I don't know if he knew he had lung cancer the whole time, or they were chasing some other sort of cancer and then his lungs were lit up like a Christmas tree. But he talks about, and I hate to say it like this, but he's like, there were some points in what I was going through where I actually ended up feeling like a burden. Okay, I'm worried about my brother right now. I was the rock of the family, or he was the rock of the family. Either one. Your father, he's talking about how he was. Oh shit! I lost it. Hold on. Yeah, he's talking about how he didn't want to be a burden, and he has that guilt where if I were to say that same thing to your brother would be like, stop it, you're not a burden. I would do it again. I would love to help you. I'd love to be there for you. I feel like maybe he had a wife or a girlfriend or another female that would be able to step in, assist him, and help him out. And he just talks about the process and oh my goodness, right? And then your brother says, I feel like, struggles with mental health and guilt because maybe he feels like he didn't find something fast enough, or corgi butt, corgi butt, corgi butt. Sorry, I have to. You guys know that I have to. So I feel like your brother is kind of like struck with like loss and grief right now. It all goes down to, and I might be just milking the horse right now, but I feel like there was like a misdiagnosis or a surprise that kind of like, whoa, this is real, or like, oh no, could we have caught this sooner, and Kaylee's the one that sent the corgi, you're cute. I think that there's a lot of that. I think that your father has the natural like, oh, I didn't want to be a burden, and then your brother has the natural like, oh, we should have caught the cancer sooner, Grace says, yes, my brother's drinking a lot because of my dad's passing, and yeah, so there's that emotional devastated portion of it that's kind of filling in the blanks, and potentially even fill in the blanks with some drink, which isn't always the best option. So I wish the best for your brother. I think he will come out of a phase. There may be some family, like a happy relationship lost because of what he is going through, but that's the process of grieving and growth. It's all about how you handle the loss that makes us who we are. So I think it's okay to be worried about your brother, but some people just have to get through things, and I think that he needs to know that his dad didn't blame him for anything, and he says thank you for being able to manage his pain. You did everything right, he says. So he wasn't there when he thinks he could have saved him if he was there. Yeah, no way. No way. There is no way. You have to not let yourself be bothered by that. You couldn't save him from cancer, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, I love your dad. That's great vibe.